What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for thelines.com, playpicks.com. Going to talk to you about Sunday night football, what should be a very good one between the Titans and the Packers. As always, before we get going, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up on this thing, and then let us know in the comment section how you plan on playing this game. Guys, the first story here that you're going to hear a lot about, right, is the weather in this thing. So if we look right here, it is going to be cold, very cold. So it's going to be right at or below freezing the entire game here. Winds 12, 13, 14, as you can see, miles an hour. That's breezy, but that's nothing that we get too incredibly concerned about with everything. You can see it is going to snow. It's probably going to snow definitely before the game and maybe even a little bit in the game as well. So there will be freezing temperatures. There will be a little bit of snow and a little bit of wind as well. Now, take a look at the line here. Sitting at a 3, but it is juiced on the Packers. Could be seeing a 3.5 here at DraftKings. Over at MGM, we've got the 3. It's 110 on both sides, 54.5 your total. And then over at FanDuel, you can take a look and see it's already moved to 3.5. If you want the hook, you got to pay a little bit of juice right here. 53.5 is the total, so a full point off of where it's at MGM. Total 53.5 again, so it's a full point higher over at MGM than it is at DraftKings and FanDuel. So back over here, we got the full written breakdown, so be sure and come in and take a look. So here's the thing. We got 2 really good offenses against 2 middle-of-the-road / bottom third defenses. So we have 2 strengths against 2 relative weaknesses whenever we're playing these teams. I don't know if people have really paid attention to how efficient and how good this Tennessee Titans offense has been. But when you look at the advanced metrics, it says it all. The number 3 overall offense, DVOA. It is the number 2 offense overall, according to Pro Football Focus. Pass offense, number 2 DVOA. Rush offense, number 2 DVOA. Pro Football Focus agrees. Number 6 overall pass offense. Number 1 overall rush offense. Adjusted line yards, they're 2nd overall in the NFL. Yards per play, 3rd overall. Yards per pass, 3rd overall. Yards per rush, 3rd overall. Early down success rate, the number 1 team in the NFL. Early down EPA, the number 1 team in the NFL. I know it seems crazy, but that is how good they've been. The 2nd best red zone offense in all of the NFL as well. So you can see, like, this team has been really, really good. But then you look on the other side and you look at Green Bay, their offense just as good. Number 2 overall DVOA, number 1 overall according to Pro Football Focus. So the same deal. Pass offense, 3rd DVOA, rush 5th. Pro Football Focus, number 1 pass offense, number 3 rush offense. One of the things that's made them so incredibly good too, pressure rate allowed, 1st overall in the NFL. They are just not allowing pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and he's having a ton of time to throw, and it's Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And if you give him time to throw, he's gonna carve you up, even if his number 2 receivers are Allen Lazard and Marcus Valdez-Scantling and stuff like that. Of course, Devontae Adams is a massive stud, but no real number 2 there for him. But again, he has all the time in the world. Adjusted sack rate, 5th overall. Pass block win rate, they're the number 1 team in the NFL. So they're just winning at passing. Very, very much. Their early down success rate numbers are just as good as Tennessee's are. Early down success rate, 6th overall. Early down EPA, 2nd overall. So you can see what I'm talking about when I say this is like 2 really, really, really good strengths in these offenses against defenses that you could say, okay, maybe there's some question marks when it comes to that. Green Bay, 18th overall DVOA, 15th overall Pro Football Focus. Tennessee, 28th overall DVOA, 13th overall Pro Football Focus. So one of those weird instances where the advanced metrics don't really match up. DVOA and the guys over PFF see things a little differently when it comes to this Tennessee defense. But one thing is for sure, the Green Bay defense is going to see a ton of runs from Derrick Henry. Where do they stack up against the run? 21st overall DVOA, 17th overall Pro Football Focus. Their tackling grade down at 25th in the league. Run stop win rate down at 22nd in the league. 21st in points per play. They're 22nd early down success rate given up. So you can see defense, explosive runs, which Derrick Henry, hey, explosive runs, they're 16th, so middle of the pack. And this is against guys not named Derrick Henry, right? So now we add Derrick Henry to the equation, things get a little dicey. But on the Tennessee side, could be even more dicey, right? Because what did we just talk about? This Green Bay Packers team passes as good as anyone in the NFL, better than anyone in the NFL. They sit there and they protect Aaron Rodgers better than anyone in the NFL. So what helps on a team that protects Aaron Rodgers as well as they do? How about going up against a team that has the 31st pressure rate in the NFL? Tennessee getting no pressure on the quarterback all year long whatsoever. So now you have a guy that's getting protected better than anyone in the NFL as it is anyway, going up against a team that is the worst pressure rate. Well, one team's worse than them in the NFL as far as pressure rate. But the other thing, pass defense. Going up against Aaron Rodgers, going up against Devontae Adams, going up against the other guys, pass defense, DVOA, 30th overall. 32nd in sacks. Goes along with the pressure rate thing, but again, dead last in sacks in the NFL. Dead last. Their red zone defense is horrible, down at 30th. Third down defense is bad at 32nd. So you can see what I'm talking about. The one thing is they do run a very high percentage of zone. About middle of the pack in zone. So they're going to try to keep things in front of them, which you would like to think they're going to do with Devontae Adams, right? But it is a very interesting matchup, a very interesting game. And two super strengths here in offenses up against the Achilles heels, which would be these defenses. Now, if we come over here, we'll take a look. Let's look at these player props and see if we like anything along the way here. I'll look at MGM as well. And then we'll flip over here at DraftKings as well. FanDuel. So let's start out with the passing yards. It is right on pretty much exactly where the projections were for me on this. Had Aaron Rodgers actually at 301, 305, no value whatsoever. Had Tannehill at 255, so 249, no value there either. So pretty much right on where I had those guys in this thing. So let's come down to rushing yards, and this is the one that I like a pretty good amount here, a couple of these. So you can see Aaron Rodgers is set at 7.5 at both DraftKings and FanDuel, and even over here at FanDuel, at MGM as well. So look, we're actually getting reduced juice over here on the over for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had double-digit rushing games 7 different times this year. And if you look at those games, there's a common thread in those games, which is they were the closer games that they played. So Aaron Rodgers, when he needs to go pick it up with his legs, when he needs to go get the first down, when he needs to get those rush yards in these games that are a little bit closer, he's gone and done that. I expect this game to be closer. The spread tells us that this game is going to be closer, as we said at 3.5 right now. I like Aaron Rodgers to go over the 7.5 rushing yards, and you're getting the reduced juice over here at FanDuel as it is. One of the other ones I'm going to be looking at is the receiving yards. Now, as far as the rushing yards go for all these other guys, look, 104 for Derrick Henry. Are you really going to bet the under on Derrick Henry? 104 is absurd for a prop. But you're not going to catch me. It's 103 over here at MGM, and it's 108 over here at FanDuel. So, that's just a ton, right? There's 103 here, and it's just too much. Listen, I'm never betting the under on Derrick Henry, but look, 108 is just an incredible amount for a prop. So, take with that what you will. It won't be in my account, but it'd have to be an under or nothing. You can't take the over on a 108-yard prop. So, it would be the under or nothing for me on Derrick Henry. But the other prop I do like, I also have a lean towards the over on Tannehill rushing yards as well. We've seen him kind of tuck it and take off multiple times over the last few weeks. Actually, it's kind of starting to be a little bit more of his. And look, you're actually getting 10.5 here at FanDuel. So look at the massive difference here. 10.5 rushing yards where it is 13.5 over here at DraftKings and BetMGM. So I'm actually going to be putting the over in on Tannehill rushing yards at FanDuel whenever we get off of here. So like the 10.5 on the over, and you're getting 3 yards of value over these other books out there. So definitely something I will be throwing in the account as well. But the other ones that are actually already in there on receiving yards for Derrick Henry, I have the over 9.5 receiving yards for Derrick Henry. Over 8.5 over here. You got to pay a little bit of juice if you want that. Derrick Henry has been a little bit more a part of the pass game here recently. And here's the deal. I like Derrick Henry to get 2 catches in this game. And you're actually getting a 7.5 over here, and it's not that bad on the juice. So let's play the over 7.5 at FanDuel actually on Derrick Henry receiving yards. Just pay, we'll pay the 118. The 9.5 is 112 over here. So I mean, like, let's pay the 7.5. We'll just pay 6 extra cents. But I need 2 catches out of Derrick Henry. So you can see it's set at 1.5. If I like the 2 catches, then I like the over and all that. So we have the over on Henry receptions and we have the over on Henry yards. Let's see if we can get the over is way juiced to 130 over here and 125 here. So we'll actually take it over here at 118 at FanDuel as well. So FanDuel for props today, guys. FanDuel is really great. Over 7.5 receiving yards for Henry, over 1.5 receptions for Henry as well. Finally, we're going to Jonnu Smith. And I know that seems a little odd to be heading to Jonnu Smith. And let's see if they even have Jonnu Smith listed over here at FanDuel. It does not look like he is. So without him being listed over here, we will have to go elsewhere. We'll come over to receiving yards. Jonnu Smith not listed here either. And receiving yards. Oh, Jonnu is not listed. Interesting. They pulled him down for some reason. Guys, if Jonnu Smith pops back up, I do like Jonnu Smith a pretty decent amount to go over his reception prop, which was at 1.5 as well. So not sure why he got pulled. Maybe there was some news that came out or something like that. But if you find the 1.5, if it does get posted back up on Jonnu Smith for receptions at 1.5, I do like him on the over here. And the reason is Green Bay plays a massive amount of zone defense, the most zone defense in the NFL, actually. And so with Green Bay playing zone, Jonnu Smith is like the perfect guy to kind of run out there, just find a hole in the zone and just kind of take what the defense gives him. Tannehill has been much, much better about doing that as well lately. And so I really like Jonnu Smith at the 1.5 reception. So again, if you find that at your book or if it pops back up at one of these other ones, I like the over on Jonnu Smith, 1.5 receptions. All right, if we look at this total here, guys, 53.5 here, 54.5, as we mentioned, over at MGM. Let's make a case for the over. And if we were going to play the over, we would come over here to DraftKings, as we mentioned, because that was 53.5. So if we're going to make a case for the over, case for the over is this. As we mentioned, two of the top 3 offenses in all the NFL going up against 2 defenses that are suspect at best. You really just need Green Bay to continue doing what they're doing, and you need Tennessee to keep up. Well, one of the things we've seen really from both of these teams all year long is just that. And even though the Tennessee Titans want to run as much as they do, they're actually so efficient doing it. It's not like one of these typical teams that because they're a run team, you expect to lean towards unders, because Derrick Henry gets such big chunk yards. And then they use it so well to set up pass game stuff. It doesn't really lean me towards that at all. Another thing heading towards us in that, if you wanted to go the over here as well, the Tennessee Titans, despite the fact they run as much as they do, neutral pace, they're actually 3rd overall in the league. They play at the 3rd fastest pace in the NFL. So they play fast as well. If we're looking towards an under here is, well, like I said, so run the ball. They're going to run the ball a ton. There's going to be people who try to make a case for the under, I think, too, because of the weather situation, but we're smarter than that, right? And look, this is way early on Sunday that we're taping this. This could be, they could take a turn for the worse. The weather's weird, right? Weather's fluky. But people are going to overreact whenever they see snow on the ground or they see the snow and all of that. What we're going to hope they do is they drive this total down. I mean, look, we're looking at wind that really, really affects things. And we're looking at wind that's way more than the 12 and 13 miles an hour that we're going to get there. The snow might affect a little bit, but if anything, it affects the defense more than it affects the offense because the defense has to change directions. They don't know where they're going. At least with the offense, they know where they're going. These receivers know where they're going. So if anything, if the field is a little bit more slippery, if anything, it would lend itself to a little bit more scoring. You get defenders falling down whenever they get, a move or whatever or something like that, where the offensive guys at least know where they're going. So, how I'm playing the total, I haven't played it yet. I am going to hope that this gets driven down even another point or two, because people take what they see on TV with their eyes and they freak out over it, and they decide I've got to play the under because it's snowing. Well, cool. You play the under. I'm going to wait till you drive it down a little bit, and I'm going to come back on the over. Two awesome offenses, two bad defenses, and if you're going to give me some value here because you're overreacting for a little bit of snow on the ground, then by all means, I'll take it. So looking to play the over here, I still might come in even if it doesn't move off of this number. I like a ton of points in this game, so still would come in on it, I think, regardless. The other thing is if we're looking at the spread, and I would be playing that over here at FanDuel because I like the Titans to keep this thing close. So I would take the 3 and a hook here with this one. Listen, the Titans have done really, really well keeping even the games that they lost. They've been in the games for the most part. And here's the thing. Ryan Tannehill over the last 6 weeks has been one of the very most efficient quarterbacks, actually right up there with Baker Mayfield of all people. Those two quarterbacks over the last 6 weeks have been the two best quarterbacks in the NFL as far as EPA per play and everything. So I like the Titans to keep this thing close. I like the Titans to, I don't know if they win it outright, but I think they're going to be threatening to do that. If you're going to give me 3 and a hook in a game that I think is going to be close, I'm going to take the 3 and a hook all day long. So I like the 3 and a hook on the Titans here. I'm going to try and play an over. Hopefully it gets driven down a little bit more. I like those props that we talked about as well. And I do not hate a Titans over same game teaser as well. So if you guys want to do that, get them up to 9.5, get this down to 47.5, then I do not hate that as well. Something might end up in my account before it's all said and done. Full written breakdown over here, as we mentioned, at the lines, guys. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Really do appreciate the support of this channel. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up on this thing, and then let us know in the comments how you plan on playing this game. If you let's play the game. Let's do this. If you guess the correct score, so put it in the comment section. It has to say, Packers 94, Titans 91, and if you get exactly right, we'll ship you an Amazon gift card. Happy holidays. We're keeping it going, even though Christmas already passed here. We'll keep the holiday spirit going with all of that. So good luck on that as well. You got to be a subscriber to the channel. You got to like the video, but you're going to do that anyway. You already said you would. And if you need a sports book, of course, find your state, click on your state. We have the very best deals that you can possibly get out there. So be sure you saw the differences in the juice and the books and the lines and all the things like that. So be sure that you have a few different accounts that are running, and you can come get free money, risk-free bets, match deposits, all things like that over here. So just find your state and take advantage of that as well. Guys, really do appreciate everything, and good luck on all your bets for Sunday Night Football.